Dear Lord, please forgive me for my sins, and please answer my prayers. Let my parents see the light. Amen.
Jenny was an upper-class woman who fell for a lower-class man. After some time, Jenny fell pregnant. Unable to hide it, she confessed to her parents. Horrified, they locked poor Jenny away to rot, alone in a room with only her spinning wheel and her unborn baby. Driven mad by grief and isolation, she created a piece of rope and used it to take her own life. To cover up the tragedy, Jenny and her spinning wheel were buried secretly. Some say that her figure can still be seen roaming the grounds of Knebworth House today, seeking revenge on the descendants of the Lytton family. My name's Paul Adams. I'm a writer on paranormal subjects, and I've had a long interest in psychical research, particularly the history of the subject. People have been experiencing paranormal phenomena for hundreds of years, right back to ancient Greek times. All cultures and societies have stories of ghosts and ghostly happenings, and that this is a cumulative evidence that in itself is hard to deny. Yes, I believe that people see ghosts and see apparitions and have paranormal and psychic experiences. There's so much evidence for that happening, but what that actual evidence is, or what it actually is about, I don't know. I'm here in St Albans, which has a reputation of being one of the most haunted cities in the British Isles. And behind me is the Abbey of St Alban the Martyr, which has a long association with haunting. I've never had any experiences while I'm walking around. Normally it's just to sort of take people around and research the area beforehand and just try and bring out some of the interesting stories that in the location. The Abbey gateway behind me dates from the early 14th century. Today it's part of St Albans School, but in the past it was used as a prison, and seems likely that the ghostly phenomena that's been reported in this building, sounds of screaming men, doors closing and cries, may date from those times. Jenny Spinner is a very old ghost story associated with Knebworth House in Hertfordshire. It concerns the old East Tudor wing of the house, which has now been demolished, and there over many years people heard strange sounds, strange noises, whirring noise. And the story of Jenny Spinner was sort of created, I think, around it to try and explain these noises, which sounded like a spinning wheel.
My name's Deborah Hyde. I'm editor of The Skeptic magazine in the UK, and I write about why people believe in the malign macabre. Everybody else can keep all of the lovely ghosts and the fairy godmothers. I like the bad ghosts, the poltergeists and the vampires and the werewolves. I love ghost stories. I think they're fantastic, but for me they're fictional. Real ghosts probably don't exist, so I get to enjoy all the thrill and the fun without having to believe in any of it. You can't prove the non-existence of something. That's an axiom in science, so it would be a matter of somebody proving that beyond the balance of doubt that something was down to another reason. It was a misperception, or there was something in the environment, for example. If somebody could prove beyond reasonable doubt that ghosts existed, that would be fantastic, but I don't think they will. I think you can learn quite a lot about human nature from ghost stories, because people come up with so many of them, they come up with them consistently, and the tropes and the motifs tend to be the same again and again and again. That surely says something about us.
Yeah, no, I think we're fascinated with the unknown. I think we're fascinated with the unknown, and we're fascinated with the concept of what happens when we die.
We're down to a systematic error in the way that we perceive the environment, and that's why we'll come up with them all the time. Okay. Because we're built for survival, not for truth.
Yeah, I think that ghost stories are still relevant. I think they'll always be relevant. I think we need that. We need that sort of escapism in our lives, and I think ghost stories bring that into it. I think definitely.
It's been an interesting day because I think that the fact Paul said that there was the kernel of something and a lot of fiction built around it, but that's the mystery, isn't it? That's the whole point of ghost stories.